At 5 starts now.
We begin tonight with one of the ringleaders in the plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer getting a stiff sentence in federal court.
A judge sentenced Barry Croft to 19 years in prison. That's 3 more years than his co-defendant Adam Fox. That's what he got when he was sentenced yesterday.
The trucker from Delaware was considered one of the masterminds of the plot. Prosecutors had asked for a life sentence for planning to abduct the governor from her vacation home up north. Sean Lay is live on this story for us tonight. Sean, what did the judge have to say as he handed down the sentence?
Well, Kimberly, he said what Croft did was extremely scary, got very close to actually abducting the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer, blowing up a bridge, perhaps on the way to her summer home up north. But he also said he did not favor a life sentence in this case, and here's why.
We have to deal or fight.
That is Barry Croft interviewing on YouTube with host Bradley Bennett about 2 years ago. Today, Croft was sentenced to 19 years in prison for his role in the plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And prosecutors today referenced all the interviews Croft has given that are posted to YouTube.
It's the progressive movement that is taking us in this radical direction, this place that we don't want to go. Everybody doesn't want to go there.
Prosecutors say Croft even did an interview last night before his sentencing today, and they say Croft has never taken responsibility for his role in the kidnapping plot and uses his words like an ISIS or Al-Qaeda leader to inspire others into political violence. In this case, what they call governor grabbing by kidnapping Governor Whitmer. Prosecutor Niels Kessler telling the judge today, quote, Croft played the role of prophet, saying God had authorized them to kill and not feel badly about it. In the end, Judge Robert Yonker sentencing Croft to 19 years in prison, saying he would never give up on anyone changing their ways and that a life sentence was not appropriate. Back here live, that wraps up the federal part of this case, which ended up in 2 convictions, Adam Fox and Barry Croft, and Kimberly, 2 acquittals as well. Back to you.
Sean, the case as a whole isn't over with these 2 sentences, right?
5 more members of the Wolverine Watchmen involved in all this. They have been sent on to trial accused of supporting the plan to kidnap the governor. So it's not over.
Yep, important to point that out. Okay, Sean, we appreciate it.
Our other top story tonight, the Southwest Airlines meltdown. It is dragging on, and tomorrow still does not look much better.
Yeah, it really is a mess. Today, 2,500 flights canceled, and tomorrow already 2,300 flights canceled. Southwest's CEO issued this apology.
I want everyone who is dealing with the problems we've been facing, whether you haven't been able to get to where you need to go, or you're one of our heroic employees caught up in a massive effort to stabilize the airline, to know is that we're doing everything we can to return to a normal operation. And please also hear that I'm truly sorry.
But sorry just isn't going to cut it for the tens of thousands of people still struggling to get home. Check out the line today in Atlanta. It took hours for people just trying to talk with a representative. And today at Metro Airport, frustrated travelers are still working to find ways to get to where they need to be. And this is not easy.
Our Jacqueline Francis is at DTW tonight to show us how these cancellations are having a massive ripple effect.
Take a look at the departures board. It lists several Southwest flights as on schedule and on time, but in reality, no Southwest flights will be coming or going for the rest of the day. There's hardly anyone in line for the Southwest counter at Detroit Metro Airport, but the problems are piling up. The few passengers that did show today came looking not for a flight, but for their luggage.
Flight is canceled. Let me keep my bag and put it on the plane. No, you have to check it. So once I checked it, it was gone.
Victor White arrived in Detroit by booking a seat on a different airline after Southwest grounded more than 90% of its flights Wednesday due to operational issues.
So what I ended up doing is buying the $300 ticket from Delta to come home today.
Where are your bags?
Still in Chicago.
Natalie Kramer is also here in search of her luggage. She last saw her bag Christmas Eve before she ditched the Denver airport for a 20-plus hour road trip to Detroit.
This is it for 6 days. I don't have any clothes. They've given me $250 vouchers for my trouble, but unfortunately that doesn't help with the compensation of the car rental. the clothes I have to purchase.
She said the only way to make a baggage claim was to come in person, just one of the many frustrations Southwest passengers are facing this holiday season.
Friday, when the weather came, I understand, because it was bad weather everywhere. But today it's nice out. It was nice in Chicago. It was nice in Denver yesterday. Why is these flights being canceled?
Southwest says it will continue canceling flights until its operations are back on track. Travel experts say that the issue has to do with tight scheduling with the airline and an antiquated phone system that employees use to communicate with the airline. I'm Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Okay, Jacqueline, thank you. And looking ahead to Friday, it looks like the airline looks to be getting back on track. As of right now, only 39 flights have been canceled.
For the first time since the incident, Michigan Wolverines captain Mazi Smith is addressing the gun charge against him stemming from that traffic stop back in October.
He did it in a news conference in Arizona ahead of the Fiesta Bowl. Megan Woods is live for us tonight with what Smith had to say. Megan.
Kimberly, Pamela, the 21-year-old brought a lot more clarity on what happened on his part, saying that he was in the process of applying for that concealed weapon permit when he was pulled over back in the fall. Take a look. Back in October, Ann Arbor police pulled Mazi Smith over for speeding. Officers say he was driving double the speed limit through a neighborhood. They asked if he had any weapons in the car, and he responded yes. He was carrying a Glock 19 with 3 loaded magazines, totaling 69 bullets, and no permit. But he explains today that he was actually on the path to getting one, saying, quote, I had my certificate and I meant to turn it in a couple of days before I got pulled over, and I had to reschedule for Wednesday of the week after. So I was like 4 days away from turning in my paper. At first, the University of Michigan football defensive tackle was facing a felony weapons charge, but pleaded down to a misdemeanor charge alongside his attorney, John Shea. He's now facing a misdemeanor charge for carrying a concealed weapon without having the proper licensing. And Smith still played in the title game against Purdue and was not suspended by coach Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh did face some criticism. Smith says he did have a conversation with his coach about the incident, saying, quote, I told coach everything from the get-go, just like I told the police officer the truth from the get-go. Honesty is the best policy, and that's what I was. Smith is expected to be back in court early next month for his sentencing, so we have to see what happens next. Reporting live, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
We will continue to follow it. Megan, we appreciate it. Meanwhile, we are just 3 days away from the Michigan Wolverines vying for a shot at the national championship in the Fiesta Bowl.
The Wolverines have been in Arizona since Monday, practicing just outside of Phoenix in Tempe. Jamie Edmonds is here with us now. And Jamie, the defensive players got a chance to talk today.
That's right. So yesterday was the offense, you guys. Today it was the defense. And defensive coordinator Jesse Minter broke down how they're going to attack the Horned Frogs. The Wolverines are top 5 in points allowed with just over 13, yards allowed just under 300, and rushing defense. But they know they can't overlook TCU, especially Heisman candidate Max Duggan, who brought the Horned Frogs back to win in every game except the Big 12 championship.
The play is never over until, either the ball's down or the guy's on the ground, because he has an innate ability to extend a play. You think you got him hemmed up. He gets out of there. Not only does he get out of there and run, he gets out of there and still throws the ball downfield. So a relentless mindset to finish every single snap at an elite level. That's what this game is going to come down to.
Well, that's the goal, and we'll have much more on the Michigan Wolverines Friday night in our special Chasing the Championship, 6:30 on Local 4 Plus. We'll have live reports from Arizona. We'll also have some analysts break down the matchup with TCU and what Michigan needs to do to advance to the national championship game. You won't want to miss it. That's on Local 4 Plus. And of course, I'll have much more on Michigan coming up in sports.
We'll be looking forward to it, Jamie. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a live look outside tonight. This is our Windsor sky cam. Things steadily getting warmer as we make our way through the week. And there were some peaks of sunshine still, just a few. And it's nice to see, too, that it's still daylight outside. So that's
good because it was getting darker so early. So we're looking forward to spring here, even though we're just beginning winter. I'm trying to be positive.
I mean, we have to slow down a little bit, but there are some nice warmer temperatures ahead for us, especially in the start of the new year. Brett is in for Kim tonight, breaking it all down. Hey, Brett.
Yeah, pump the brakes. We're not quite there yet. Don't get too excited. We can be hopeful, yes. Well, we can be hopeful for some milder temps as well. Not too bad right now, as some spots have touched 40. We'll touch 50 in some spots on Friday, so the warming trend is going to continue. The culprit here are these strong southerly winds ushering in those milder temps. Now, the small trade-off here is that there is a bit of a wind chill because we are still in that time of the year. So it feels like it's near freezing across most of Metro Detroit. That, though, not going to be a thing to worry about the next couple of days. The rest of this evening, it's quiet. Clouds will gather as we head overnight tonight, but it will stay dry, though a touch breezy. We do have some big changes on the way. With the temps climbing, that snow is going to go away, at least for now. Gusty winds will hang around through Friday, but it's that rain that will give us a soggy end to the year. We'll talk timing on that rain coming up in just a bit. As that rain approaches, don't forget to download the Forewarn Weather app, and you can track it right there in the palm of your hand. Just search WDIV Weather in your app store.